my bad. That would be Jonathan Munda in the 41. Just got around the 7 of Brett Summers. Brett's going to look to the high side to get back around him. But it looks like for now, Jonathan Munda has secured that 14th position.
Absolutely. And you see on your screen here, they're a little more bunched up than they are at the front of the pack. These guys are fighting for position, which means they are actually going to wear their tires down quicker than the racers that we have at the front of the pack. And as you see, we got a couple moves going on to the inside of the 41 car there, although they're all falling back in line now. But we see constant progression for position here in the middle of the pack.
Yes, and right now I'm looking at position number 12, the Jesse Scrage machine, who is car number 12, is running, looks like right behind, or in front of, Tyler Rex. And those are close together. We'll see if Tyler can make a pass. I think Jesse just got around Tyler the last corner. They were side by side. And again, like I said, some of these drivers have the car set up handling-wise to be good in turn 1. Maybe not so good in turn 2. Maybe halfway as good in turn 3. And so these drivers are definitely making moves. Behind them, we also see a battle. Right now, Jonathan Munda in the 41. Looks like he's having Brett Summers come back around him on the outside. I was wondering if that was going to happen within a lap or two, and sure enough, Brett Summers gets right back around Jonathan Munda, so move Brett Summers up to 14th.
Absolutely, and if you remember last week, Brett Summers had a great finish. I believe it was a 4th place finish based off strategy. He kind of rolled the dice and wasn't pitting on yellows, ended up fighting fuel at the end. He is definitely a fun driver to watch.
Yes, and back up front, it looks like Rhett Tucker in that beautiful number 99 McKinnon Racing Series vehicle has put a pretty safe distance in front of second place running Peyton Howell. We'll see if Peyton can make a run back at him. We are right now about 11 laps into this race, going on lap 12. These drivers, like I said, have got 4 sets of tires. The way it looks right now, Ryan, this may be more of a fuel strategy. You can get on pit road and off pit road under green, the cleanest, to maybe make this a 2-stop race.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be a 2-stop race, especially if we don't see any cautions come out, which is what we're seeing so far. All laps have been under green. However, taking a look at some of these cars coming out of turn 2, 3, turn 1, they are starting to get loose. We can notice just by watching them how they are fighting this tire wear.
Yes, absolutely. Now that we're 11, 12 laps in, these tires are absolutely going to wear. They're way past the point of getting up to operating temperature. Once that happens for at least 5, 10 laps, you're feeling really good behind the wheel of these ARCA cars. But as the laps continue to wind forward past that point, you lose a little bit of grip every single lap that goes by because you're going through 3 very abrasive corners. And for example, the times that are running right now, Ryan Kendall, by example, in the 6th position is running a 57.666. And I'm pretty sure that our leader, he had a qualifying time that was a lot faster than what he's running now. Actually, Rhett Tucker right now, last lap, ran a 57.368. And Rhett qualified with a 56.638. So you're almost a second slower now, just 12 laps into the race on tires.
Absolutely, and that fall off is only going to get harder and harder as each lap goes by. As we're looking here at the leader, Rhett Tucker, he's coming out of turn 3 to be the leader, going on to the 13th lap here with a huge distance on Peyton Howell, almost 1 whole second behind him, followed by Gabriel Ellison for the number 27 car, and Keith Bradley. Wow, look at Keith Bradley coming from, I believe he started 8th or 10th place, now up to 5th place. He's doing fantastic out there right now.
Hey, that sounds great. And while we're in this pretty good stretch of green flag racing, why don't we go to something we all love, and we know the fans love it. Let's do it. Crank it up for a lap or two. You fans enjoy. We'll be back in just a minute. Enjoy the sound. that cranking up second. I absolutely always love that. And like I said, eSports did a great job. And right amazing job wheeling that car around the track. Unfortunately, he may or may not be part of McKinnon Racing Series, but the beautiful sponsor on his number 99 is Malware Bytes. I got the logo or the image on his hood. A little confused. I apologize to him, his sponsor. In any event, he is dominating this race so far. It took him about 4 or 5 laps, Ryan, to get the lead. But once he got it, he is just really dominating the race so far.
Absolutely, he has got it, and since getting it, he has pulled away with the lead. Second place car of Peyton Howe is over a second behind him as they cross the finish line going into the 17th lap, and they begin to go into turn 1. If we watch how Rhett Tucker here holds his line, wow, interesting. You see the hard brake there and a deep turn into turn 1. Coming out of turn 1, we see Rhett Tucker get a little loose there. This is what I'm talking about. 17 laps in, these tires are definitely a little worn, and these drivers are having to fight their car a little bit more. We saw he did such a great job of holding that, though, as he brings his car into turn 2.
Yes, and while we're following these leaders, obviously Peyton Howe at number 19, the sponsor on his beautiful car tonight, looks like New River Recycling. That's a great look on his car. Back in third place, we've got Gabriel Ellison in car number 27. He is one of the McKinnon Motorsports driving teammates. Beautiful black and red paint scheme on his car back there in third. Back in fourth, looks like we got Keith Bradley in that beautiful number 29. Trying to get a good idea of exactly what his sponsor is.
Regardless, his sponsor should be extremely happy with his performance tonight. Starting 8th, now all the way up to 4th, and if you look at the times on the left of your screen there, he is definitely advancing on the leader, just about 7 seconds behind. It seems like a lot, but he's been making steady progression to close that gap and catch up to the 4th spot of Keith Bradley. For Gabriel Ellison. I can't wait to see those two get side by side, and you'll definitely be in for some good racing once they catch up to each other.
Yes, and I was able to locate his sponsor on the rear bumper of that beautiful 29, National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Drivers, fans, if you appreciate our service members in our country today, whether they're military, firefighters, EMS, make sure you look them up. If you have a few dollars extra to donate during this time, that would be wonderful. All of our service members in the country today that are out there fighting their own battles, doing their job in the midst of what we're going through, they deserve as much appreciation as we can give them.
Absolutely. If you see one, buy them a cup of coffee. Looking up front shortly, we're going to have Rhett Tucker. Peyton Howe actually closing that gap. We saw Peyton was over 1 second behind Rhett Tucker, now just under 1 second. He's hovering around 1 second, but he is definitely making progression here. My guess would be Peyton's tires are just a little more safe than Rhett Tucker's of the number 99. We'll see if he can catch up to him in the upcoming laps here.
Yeah, back in position 5th and 6th, we have Ryan Kendall in that beautiful 68. His sponsor looks like DNGR Nation. Right behind him on his rear bumper is the Pampers sponsored vehicle of Ryan Wolf in that beautiful number 66. Love to have him in the race. Like I said, he's making a move to the inside right now of Ryan Kendall. See if he's going to be able to complete this pass as they come out of, looks like turn 1.
Oh yeah, they're coming out of turn 1, and I have no doubt in my mind that he looks like he's going to catch him on this lap. Although the 66 pulling away, we can see on our screen here, the 68 pulling away just a hair. Well, let's see how 66 does coming into turn 2 here. And we see right there, he gained some distance, but the 68 coming out of turn 2, just a little bit better than the 68 car and getting some distance back. He's trailing right behind him.
Yeah, let's watch this through turn 3, see who gets the better launch. And fans, you'll get to see what a great corner of turn 3 will matter. Coming down this long front stretch, we will see if Ryan Wolf is able to gain any time on him in the draft or just stick right where he is. It looks like right now he's not gaining much at all. So Ryan Kendall is having a great lap there. Of course, the question is, Ryan, do you have to have a perfect lap when you have somebody right on your bumper?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say you have to have a perfect lap, but you definitely gotta have a nice line that you're riding, one that you're not going to give up position by giving an opening to pass. We saw when they came into turn 3, they were right up against that yellow line. I mean, their tires were right over it. It wasn't even to the right of it. They were on that yellow line because they're trying to hold the inside of this track as much as they can. When you have 2.5 miles, you know, coming off of that line is a huge loss, a huge disadvantage. So they're going to try to play it as tight as they can.
Yeah, and they're almost 3 wide. They're coming through the corner. It looks like Ryan Kendall does get right around Keith Bradley, and that keeps Ryan Wolf back in the 6th position. That was some really close racing as these guys are 1, 2, 3. You could throw a blanket or some saran wrap over. It looks like Keith Bradley looks to the inside of Ryan Kendall. Looks like he's going to probably make this pass work as well. He is driving that car, working the steering wheel, keeping it as straight as he can. And it looks like on his outside, Ryan Kendall is fighting right back. Looks like he is going to take that pass, make that pass complete it. Sometimes when you do that, you push the car a little too far in the corner. Coming off this corner, we're going to see how they come down this section of the track. And it looks like they're trying to get back around him. And that's absolutely given Ryan Wolf a chance as he gets to the inside. Ryan Wolf gets to the inside of Ryan Kendall. He's going to try to make that move as well. Falls back in line. So it's 5th, 6th, and 7th with Keith Bradley. Right now, the French are trying to break that draft, which is something we got to do here at Pocono.
Absolutely. It's a very common strategy that we see here at Pocono coming down that front stretch. To, as you saw on your screen, move to the inside of the track. Try to get the cars behind you out of your draft and then move back up to set yourself up for turn 1 as these drivers are coming out of turn 1.
Yes, and back up front, fans. Looks like we have a battle forming for 2nd and 3rd place. We've got Peyton Howe. All over his back bumper is Eric Zimmerman in the 94. Of course, Eric, I think, is 1 lap down. So it's not as much as a battle as it looked on the screen. But hopefully, if there is a caution, Eric can get that lucky dog and get the free wave round.
Absolutely, and we've seen some of these drivers already have to make a track. That's going to be a huge advantage for Wolf behind him to try to